Welcome to the decks of the weekend, usually on Monday, today on Friday, because yesterday was national holiday for us in Italy. It was Easter. I ate a lot of food and played some games, but here I am to talk to you about the decks that caught my attention the most over the weekend. The one that I have in front of me, unfortunately, is not a Magical Line. Magical Line is strangely not working for me, so we're gonna use MTG Goldfish, which has a very nice visual view ways for me to show you the decks and the cards I'm going to start talking about. This is Living End. And Living End actually had some decent result on Magical Line with few different versions. This one by Canabrava top 8 at 2 different challenges, and it's solely relying on Bloodbraid Marauder. This is a 2-mana 3-1 with Delirium. So if you have 4 different types, like Artifact Creature, like the Glass Dusk Hulk, or Instant and Sorcery, like Incubation Incongruity, or Discovery Dispersal. Remember, both of these cards are both instant and sorcery in your graveyard. You get Delirium, and then you're playing this like 2-mana Living End. I've seen also lists with Shardless Agent, but this one instead is playing Wail of the Forgotten. So this is a 2-mana card sorcery from Lost Cavern of Ixalan, and if you have Descend 8, so if you have 8 permanents in your graveyard, you can use all 3 modes, and it is that return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, so you can get back Grief, for example. You just Ravenscram your opponent, or you look at the top 3 cards, you put one of hand, and the rest at the bottom. And this is something pretty good when you're digging for, of course, Bloodbraid Marauder. But yeah, I mean, this is not something usual, but it is a deck that did well several times. So I'm definitely gonna try this out on my stream the next day if Magic Online works. If Magic Online doesn't work, well, I hope that won't be the case. You also have Colossal Sky Turtle. You can get back with the whales. You can bounce something and then get it back. So yeah, this is my deck of the weekend of Modern. Other decks that caught my attention are Rhina's deck that came second without the domain package, which hasn't been very good. Leyline of the Guildbug plus Sign of Draco, very good to get likes on Twitter, but not so good to win games in Rhina's decks. The domain deck that does the best remains the Zoo one with Wanda Cattle and Ishoba Brawler. The same player did very well over 3 different challenges. So I would say that if you want to play that combination, the best deck to do so is indeed Domain Zoo in competitive Magic. Let's continue with Pioneer. Pioneer this time in the form of Historic though, because this deck, sorry, not Historic, in the form of Explorer though. This deck did well by, I don't know how to remove this ad here, by Tony Rami Pascual. He is a player from Spain who won the Arena Championship, and while our Explorer isn't Pioneer, well, it is basically the same thing with some minor differences. There was a lot of Rakdos Vampire. It was by far the most popular deck. 2 of them in the top 4, probably more of them in the top 8 as well, with my friend Arne Ushenbeth in there as well. Although the winner at the end was Izzet Phoenix by Spanish player Tony Remy Pascual. Izzet Phoenix remains the best deck in Pioneer and Explorer. So if you are looking to play and master and play well a deck for your upcoming RCQ season, look no further. This was the decks that everybody expected to be the best at the Pro Tour. It was the most popular deck at the Pro Tour, and it put out a 57.5 win percentage, which is better than any other deck I remember that was the most popular deck. It didn't get touched by the ban list, so if your goal is to win, and we're playing competitive Magic, so that's our goal, and you like these style of decks, definitely start with Izzet Phoenix, and don't start with like some tier 2 decks. This is the best deck, and it will remain so for a while, so definitely look no further. And then finally, we have Pauper. I always love to add either Legacy or Pauper, and when I saw Pestilence doing well, I definitely felt that this would have been my deck of the weekend. This deck top 4 the challenge, and it's playing both Novice Inspector and Thraben Inspector. I'll definitely feature this deck in one of my videos in the next weeks. But yeah, so what are we playing now? What is this? This is a 20 land deck, which isn't very many. Kind of scary to me to play only 20 lands, especially with only 11. I guess you have 4. I guess you have 12 white sources, but still not so many. But anyway, mana base in Pauper always a little bit sketchy. Maybe this 2 Radiant Fountain can be 2 more obscure storefront. I will see how will I change the deck. But anyway, Pestilence is a combo with Garden of the Guild Pact. What you do is basically you use Pestilence for mana enchantment. You pay 1 black and you deal 1 damage to each other creature or player, and then you have Garden of the Guild Pact, which is a 4 mana 2/3 that has protection from monocolor, so Pestilence doesn't touch it. Pestilence dies if you control no creatures, but if you have Guardian, you can't. Like it's not never gonna die, so you'll always keep the board clean. And of course, you have early game with Novice Inspector, Thorn Inspector, and even Candy Trail, which is another card that I did not expect to see. You have Defile and Snuff Out to make good work of the Sunlight Marsh, which is this white-black Plains and Swamp. There's also this no version one. And of course, you have your black and white sideboard of Duresses and Dust to Dust and Run in Sorrow. The problem of black-white over Boros is that, well, black uses Titan Blade and the Cast Down, so it's much better against Serpents, for example. But it's much worse against the combo decks, where you just want to burn face. So, for example, if you're playing Boros, you can play against, black-green Gardens or Familiars, or, these type of decks, and you can just finish them off by burning them, whereas this deck will be holding this removal spell that may sometimes be dead. I guess not against Familiars, but let's say Alter Tron or like the many combo decks in the format, you can definitely burn them out, but this deck won't. So that's the difference between red and white, red and black when coming to these Novice Inspector, Thraben Inspector package. Board Synthesizer won a challenge too by Bolovo, and you can find all these results and just write. Also MTG Goldfish or any platform that posts the MTGO results, but definitely Pestilence is something that I've played in the Card Market Series best deck of all time that you'll see soon on their website. I recorded that in Berlin a few weeks ago, so that was something definitely to check out once it comes out. But anyway, Arms of Adar is another option. Draenor costs 1 less, and yeah, Draenor is kind of awkward here, right? Because we have Novice and Thraben, so maybe I can see playing Arms of Adar over Drawn in Sorrow. Anyway, that's it for my deck of the weekend. I hope you had a great Easter if you celebrated it. If not, I hope you had a great weekend, and I'll see you next weekend. Bye.